Rise to the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, minute approval from the last meeting.
After reviewing the September minutes, I make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of September.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Next item, old business. Item 1, 3825 Union Road. Proposes 535 square foot double lane drive-through cafe stand within an existing plaza. If you could just all please state your name and who you're with. Yep, thank you.
Good evening, members of the planning board. My name is Ari Goldberg from the law firm of Barclay Damon. My colleague Corey Auerbach was here last time. He's unavailable tonight, so that brings me. And then Anthony Pandolfi is here from Carmina Wood Design. They're the project engineers. So I understand that last time this project was before you, there were some questions about queuing capacity, impact on traffic. And since that last meeting, the applicant has done a few things, as has the town. First of all, we did go to the Traffic Safety Committee. They expressed in their recent meeting there were no concerns over traffic at this location. We also received confirmation from both the state DOT and county DPW that they too have no concerns over the traffic and the queuing at this location. We also submitted there was a supplement with a queuing letter written by the applicant Seven Brew, based on, and they access some of their traffic data based on the ITE trip manual, as well as viewing their own locations. They determined that at max peak, the highest volume they saw at one of their establishments was 14 cars. Our queue has 19. So we do predict that there won't be significant impact there. It's also, I don't know how much Corey spoke about it, but of course the product that's being served is unique. There is no order board. People enter into the drive-through. They give their order to, I believe, Seven Brew refers them as texters. They're employees with iPads that come out and take your order, similar to what you see at Chick-fil-A when it overflows. And then those orders are made inside the small building, and then they're brought back out to the individual, and then they go on their way. So typically customers are in and out in 3 to 5 minutes with 19 queuing spaces, and what Seven Brew observed as the 14 at their max. And coupled with DOT, DPW, and the town's own traffic safety committee view, we do not think that there is any significant issue with the queuing capacity at this location or traffic impact on Union Road. I don't know if I missed anything, but
no, I guess I would just emphasize like that 14, that was like the absolute max. We're not saying there's going to always be 14 cars. In fact, most of the time it's going to be a lot less, but that was the absolute max during the time of the study for the locations that they studied.
And that was like they pulled multiple locations. It's not specific to this site.
Yeah,
correct?
It's not, they use, because the ITE, they use the ITE traffic generation, but this is kind of a unique type of establishment. So they also use their own data from existing locations, and they try to find locations with similar traffic counts as to what you would see on Union Road. They would find, locations with similar, volume of traffic to that. And as Corey mentioned, the way the orders are taken with the texters, that helps speed up the process a lot. It's drinks only, no food. So again, all of these things combined help get customers on and off site rather quickly.
I'm still struggling with the queuing concept in the sense that if somebody ahead of me or behind me, if their order is ready before mine per se, and then I don't necessarily have an opportunity to turn off, right? There is the one turn off lane, but
there is a bypass lane, but basically they'll come and take your order in the order of the queue, and then when you pull up to the takeout, it's not a takeout window. It's really just like double-sided doors that open up and they come out, bring it up to you at, once you get up, it's either here or here, they'll bring your order out to you and
Okay.
And
They
I think
kind
it's hold on. There could be an instance where yes, the person you're stuck there for an extra 30 seconds to a minute waiting to get out. Given what Seven Brew has said about their peak site and given the speed of the order delivery, that certainly could happen, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily like a backup that then pushes cars out to the drive lane within the plaza or even onto Union Road. The other key point, I guess, to mention about the traffic is it's passed by traffic. So generally speaking, that's traffic already existing on the road. You add Seven Brew to your top strip in that plaza or on your way to the thruway or something along those lines, you're not necessarily going to Seven Brew as a destination. So it's not considered a new traffic generator or an event center or something along those lines.
Okay, so
Pick up your order yourself, or is that order picked up by that person and they give it to you?
They pick it.
They
bring it
pick
out to your
everything
car.
up?
They
Okay,
bring it out. Yeah, you stay in your car the whole time.
okay.
It's kind of like a weird like meld between the classic style of where they would be on rollerblades.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a car
Yeah.
hop, but yeah.
Okay, and Union Road is here. Where do the cars exit as compared to Union Road? Right there. Okay.
Union's on the left side of that image. So if you're
Yeah.
familiar with the plaza, there's a drive lane. Thank you, Dan. There's a
We do
drive
have
lane right there.
traffic control stop signs for the exit lane.
That's my concern. That is a concern of mine.
Yeah.
If it were flipped,
Right.
where you're going out into the parking lot and not fighting tops traffic to get onto Union Road, if it were turned around, it would make more sense.
A 180 of the.
Well, if you go 180, I think then you're going to be competing with the drive lanes to the south.
Yeah.
So what about 90 degrees? So
That's
your
it.
entry is facing,
Yeah.
Tops.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
facing stops. That way then, you've got that entire row potentially for, in the event that there's overflow queuing. I mean, yeah, we get that, these are
Yeah.
not, planned trips, spontaneous trips, but let's face it, when things are new, people want to check them out.
Wow, yeah, you're gonna make good money in your first,
Well, and,
Here.
and that's a good point there too, right? So I think it would benefit to,
would be a
if
destination.
if the building, if it was rotated, then maybe the building would be more front to Union as a marketing perspective too. So,
I think I don't want to speak for Seven Brew, but I think maybe the thinking there was if we rotate that 90 degrees, we then lose all of this parking for the plaza as well. So I don't think that was very desirable. Like we could rotate it and shift it up, but then we would, save parking back here. But I think it doesn't hurt much
Yeah.
good anyway because there's no dining here; it's drive-through only. So those parking spaces become, pretty much useless in that case. I think that's probably what the thinking was there.
Is there a little more room in that drawing, Dan? If you scroll down a little bit.
I will scale back out just to show a little more room in the drawing. I just wanted to make you guys aware that Mr. August from Seven Brew is on virtually as well. If you have any
Okay.
points that you need him to address.
The thing I want to add to it, I just don't know if there's room. Yeah, it's okay. So there's a little bit of room down here. A 180 flip, it might take the same issue you're concerned about with the northern entrance.
right. Oh, definitely.
90,
South entrance, 90, perhaps.
90-degree flip where it would face,
Yeah, I know there's also a concern about branding. So this is one of the early ones in Western New York. There's one in Fredonia, and then I think it's
Coming in Amherst, yeah.
And I don't know exactly how the design's going to be, but the signage would then not be necessarily facing Union. Either way, it's something we can fully explore and put to bed. I know that also this is the relationship with the plaza owners important too, depending on how much parking is lost and impacted. So I think there was some strategy.
I mean, John is representing the owner. I don't know if he can maybe speak to that. Is he on, Dan?
That is correct.
Hi, good evening. My name is John August. I represent the Plaza ownership, also run the management company. Listening, I can only tell you, John Iskey, I don't know if he's on the call or in person, really represents Brewtopia, or excuse me, Seven Brew, but I would represent the Plaza. We own 35 shopping centers, and I can tell you, we worked long and hard with the engineers at Seven Brew to come up with this plan. I know the thinking that I don't have the plan in front of me, nor can I see it on the screen, but I know the exit coming out of there shouldn't be an issue. The traffic is very minor, leaving Tops at that time, and you're exiting one car, if I remember right, trying to go left every 30 seconds to a minute. That we were more considering with queuing on the other end, and we felt, our engineers, that there was no issue getting out. It always is the queuing. If it backs up, what happens on the other end? Am I interpreting that right? I think this comes out and it takes a left turn into the drive lane to
Yes.
exit the plaza. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So we thought, and again, we did move this. We looked at this plan with multiple engineers, all four directions, and felt this was really the best. We're concerned as the plaza owner, our obligation to Tops and our other tenants to make sure we don't create a hazard within our plaza. We felt this was the best plan, is all I can really comment to that.
And I guess maybe to piggyback on something he kind of touched on is, the peak times for this is early in the morning, during the week. Not really, that plaza is not going to really have any traffic during that time.
Yeah, that 7 to 9 a.m. slot makes sense. They're coffee-based drinks or energy drinks when people need them in the morning. So that is the busiest time. So I do recognize that we are entering into the drive aisle plaza, or the plaza's drive aisle. But I think based on the position of the plaza owner, seeing that they put this same thought to bed, and then Anthony raises another good issue or another good point, that our peak times don't necessarily jive with the plaza's overall peak times.
Other questions from the board?
Not me, no,
Would anyone like to make a motion?
pardon me.
Would anyone like to make a motion regarding this?
Are you guys normally 5 members?
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
I just want to bring one thing up. On Dick Road, if you remember, there used to be a fish place there called the Cove, and they put a Tim Hortons in there. And they have the same problem on Dick Road, because the 33 is right there. And to get out of there, to make a left, it's almost impossible, because Dick Road is really, really busy. But you know what? They've managed it. They're doing well there. They're still there.
And that's a bit of a different product as well. That's
Right.
something where you could end up being in the line.
Right,
for-
because they do serve food.
Yeah.
They serve food. But in my mind, I thought this is not a good location, honestly, because you got to make a right. You have to make a right.
People tend to adjust if they're
They
interested
do.
in making the left. They can go to there is a lighted intersection at George Urban.
Yeah, but it's down the street in front of autos.
We have there's a second entrance off of off of George Urban.
Urban.
They can
Mhm.
take a right to get around that corner, especially if they're heading towards Dick Road or trying to move away from Union.
Yes, there's Chapel, the street is Chapel that goes down, and they can reverse.
I'm with you.
I'm speaking in our plaza. We have 3 entrances to the plaza, one on George Urban and 2 on Union. That gives them a lot of access to come in and out of this plaza from different directions.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
You know it.
thank you for addressing our questions, concerns, and indicating that additional studies have been done regarding the orientation. I think that was some primary concerns of the board. If there's no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve or recommend approval.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Eyes win. Okay.
Sure.
I really think it
I'll hesitantly approve.
Okay, because it's actually no action.
Right.
on it, too.
Yeah, on it, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Get you there or, with? about the
No.
site?
I'll do it. Okay, so approved.
Thank you. Thank you all.
I thank you, the board, and we'll promise you there will be no issue with this use. Thank you very much for the consideration.
Thank you, Mr. August.
Next item under is new business, item 1, project is 940 Lawson. AT&T seeks to develop a 155-foot monopine wireless telecommunication tower for a total of 21 mounted devices with accessory cabinets and a backup diesel generator on less than a quarter acre of leased property. Someone here representing AT&T tonight?
Ray, Ray, there
Yes.
isn't.
I don't know
Yep,
if you
there's-
can hear. Can you hear me?
Yep, just one moment. For the board, Brenda Lewis, who is representing this project, is joining us remotely. So you will be hearing from her shortly. And Brenda, if you could please state your name for the record.
Yep, my name is Brenda Blask Lewis. I'm a site acquisition consultant with Centerline Communications. Centerline is the representative of AT&T.
Brenda, can you please spell your last name?
Sure. B is in boy, L is in Larry, A is in Adam, S is in Sam, K is in Kimberly, hyphenated Lewis.
Thank you.
Got to be difficult.
Okay. All right.
Please tell us a bit about the project.
Okay, yep. AT&T is proposing, like Dan said, to build a 155-foot monopine. They went with the monopine to kind of give it a little bit of a stealth camouflage feature, so it's not in your face, a giant monopole. The purpose of the tower is to fill a coverage gap that they have in the area. And it will also increase some capacity for their customers, including emergency responders. Their antennas and equipment will be installed at 136 feet. So the additional distance between the 136 and 155 is to make the tree shape. So it'll be more of a conical shape. It'll actually look like a tree. And then on the ground, there'll be a fence compound where they'll install for their equipment steel platform. They'll put what they call WOOK. They're walk-up cabinets. I believe there's 3 of them. And then on the same platform, they'll install a 20 kilowatt diesel generator. And their lease area is 85 feet by 34. That's the size of the fence compound. So it's not 100 by 100, which is normally their lease area, with a 70 by 70 fence compound. So that pretty much summarize everything in a nutshell as far as what they want to do. So we just wanted to get the planning board's feedback on your thoughts about a tower in this location.
What's the breaking point?
I believe it's 155. Let me get my math here out. It's usually midway, so it would be the center of the pole is where they design a break point.
Radiation concerns there are houses on the one side of that.
Yep, we have done an RF study. Sorry about that. Didn't hear my burners. We did an RF study. We actually just got an updated one because there was some feedback in the planning board letter that we received. So I will be sending that over because we just got that in. But they have looked at it and considered the distances. So once I provide that, I think that will give you some indication, but we're well within probably, well within the FCC guidelines or regulations. They will comply with any rules. But I'll email it over to Dan after this meeting.
Okay.
It is included in the packet, but we just updated it. There was additional information, I think, that had to be added to it.
And you haven't heard anything from the DEC?
DEC did contact us. We got a letter. I believe it's been about a week now, and where they're saying, and I don't think we would have had an issue with DEC because where the area is, where the tower is going, we're outside of the federal wetlands. We're not impacting at all any New York State wetlands. But federal, starting in January of this year, is my understanding is that the state has now taken over monitoring or managing the state wetlands. So we are going to have to complete a wetland delineation, and we're discussing with them about whether or not we'll need a permit.
Okay. Any other? And you haven't been before the EAC yet, correct?
Not yet.
Okay.
You're our first stop.
Okay. I think,
You mentioned the diesel generator, and that's, I'm guessing, something that needs like,
I mean-
routine monthly checks, and so that'll be running. And as Vicky mentioned earlier, there's residential neighbors. Any additional comments on that?
As far as the generators, I mean, they are very quiet, and I believe that they test them once a week, and it lasts for about 15 minutes. They can schedule it so that it happens during the day when people are at work, so that it's not impacting anybody, trying to sleep at night or, really early in the morning. So that, they can time those.
I think our problem is we don't have a feedback from the EAC meeting. And to okay a site, that's what we need. And so if you decided to table it, I don't know. Then, and come back after you've gone to the EAC meeting, then we would have more to work with.
Dan, do you know when the EAC meetings are held?
So.
That is the last Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
You're also still within the 30-day comment window.
Okay.
Would appreciate that.
Okay. And then will we get notified of would we be put on the agenda right away, or is there additional information that we need to provide to them?
You'd have to notify Dan.
Okay.
The EAC, you would be notified of appearance at the EAC. If you haven't
Okay.
been done so already, a list will be sent out of, where this project's going to go. But there'll be notice typically about a week prior to the EAC meeting.
Okay. Now, is
based on
that
all
held
that-
at
Go ahead.
the same building that you're at right now?
That is actually held at 275 Alexander, which is
Oh, okay.
Up in Harlem.
it's south of Town Park, or on the backside of Town Park.
Yep. I had to go there before.
The Alexander School.
Yep.
Okay, so if there are any other questions from the board?
No.
Okay, so given that we're in need of some additional information, I would like to make a motion that we table this.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Is there anything additional that we, once we meet with them, is there anything additional that we should provide you guys with prior to our next meeting?
We'll have to find out what the EAC meeting is, with the results of that. And then we can feed from that one.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
And then I think the results of the balloon test, photos, I think all that was acknowledged in the commentary letter, correct?
Correct.
In progress.
Yeah. We just need feedback from you guys when you want us to put, do the balloon test so that we can, put the notice in the paper and get it, arranged with Costage Engineering, who's doing the work for us, to go out there and do it. Because sometimes they'll do a balloon fly, sometimes they'll do a drone, whichever, if it's like really windy, it doesn't look like there's any break in the weather where they can get out there and do that. Sometimes they'll fly a drone. But
Sounds good.
but
Yeah.
we'll wait for you guys to let us know when you want us to get that scheduled, and we'll get working on it.
Dan's just checking something for us because I wasn't aware that maybe if the planning board schedules that, or if that's at the town board or the.
Environmental, you would think.
Right. Just want to make sure we have our action items.
Okay, sounds good.
The way it goes is prior to the public hearing, you're to hold a balloon test. So as we approach the point where we'll be calling for a public hearing, we'll have you schedule the balloon test prior to the filing for the call to public hearing.
Yep.
So you still probably got about another month before we'll be considering notice going out for a balloon test.
Okay, and this is all going to be contingent on our meeting with the EAC first, and then coming back before the board. And then probably at that point, you'll let us know when the public hearing would be scheduled.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would we be able to get on the agenda for EAC this month, or we have to wait till next month?
You would be on for this month.
Okay, that sounds good.
For the EAC, yeah, you would be on at the end of October.
Perfect. That would be great. That would be, you said last Wednesday of the month? That's
Correct.
Would be on the 10/29. Okay. Sounds like we have an action plan.
So much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
I think it's in the afternoon at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock? Oh, okay.
2 o'clock, 2 o'clock,
2 o'clock.
They changed it?
2. It's always been 2.
Now, is that something that you can do Zoom, or do I have to appear in person? It doesn't matter to me either way. Not gonna snow yet.
We've been accepting applicants to, upon request, to appear virtually.
Okay. Just in the event there's a freak snowstorm, October 29th, just before Halloween, gotta send the kids out in snowsuits.
Yeah, you never know.
Not wishful thinking, but it
Oh,
can happen.
okay, great.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
And item 2 under new business is 3419 Broadway Development Review, proposing the combination of 3 existing lots for a new 50,000 square foot building for commercial tire storage and tire servicing. Hello?
Aaron Teller, engineer.
I'm sorry.
Aaron Teller.
Aaron Teller.
And I'm Tim Asinger with Kessel Construction, ASINGER. We have Richard Cedar here with us also as part of our project management team at Kessel Construction. But we're here on behalf of Valley Tire project.
Okay, Richard, was your last name was?
It's cedar, like the tree, CEDAR.
Thank you.
Yes.
Share a little bit about the project. Give us a brief overview.
Yeah, so these are, this is a 3419 Broadway. It's what you're seeing on the drawings, about a 53,000 square foot building. They plan to do truck servicing there, tires, oil changes, maintenance in general for trucks. And we've been through our environmental review. We've got a use variance that was needed for the site. So we're just working through to get to the building permit process.
Okay.
Was there tire storage as well?
Inside the building, yes.
Like a lot of tires?
No, probably about 2,000 tires would be in the building.
Yeah, that's a 2,000. That's chump change for you guys, but big for us.
It's all interior, nothing on the exterior. The exterior is nice and clean.
And was there an issue with parking?
Well, there's a question that we want to bring up.
Okay,
So when I look at the ordinance, it's
can you speak into the mic just for you to?
when I look into the ordinance, it says 3 parking spaces per bay, and there's 14 bays, so that's 42 for a service center.
Mhm.
And then the next one down says for storage would be 1.5 spaces per employee. When I look at the repair garage with the 3 per service bay, I would assume that includes the service tech, the customer, and the office people. So the total employees at this site is 24, which includes service techs, employees, and then only 5 people handle the warehouse. So the way I was looking at it is that those 5 people would be the 1.5 spaces, so an additional 10. So the service bays, the 14 service bays would be 42, and then the 5 people in the warehouse would be 10. So you'd have 52, and we're providing 56.
To clarify, I heard you said trucks, right? So this is commercial
Trucks.
commercial trucks. And then it's scheduled appointments for service, or how, just, I'm trying to wrap my head around, obviously, you know. the
Scheduled
coming and going.
appointments and show up. If somebody's got a blowout tire or something like that, they'll show up.
And hours of operation?
8 a.m. to 5, Monday through Friday, no Saturdays. No Saturdays, no Sundays.
What's the lighting there? You have lamps on site?
We have 5 pole lights that you can see along the parking area.
Uh-huh.
And then and they're all down lights. And then on the building, there's security down lights, all LED. So everything's night sky compliant. Everything goes down.
You have how many lights? 35?
There's 35 total. So
Yeah, total.
there's six pole lights
Uh-huh.
along the parking, and then the 29 around the building.
So you have 35.
35
Yeah.
total.
Okay.
Yep. There's the photometrics.
What do you have as far as fire suppression?
A sprinkler system, and it's because of the tire storage, it's a high hazard sprinkler system with a fire pump and everything. ESFR. Mhm.
Okay.
Jumping around a bit here, but back on the parking. So what I'm hearing with being, business hours, there's not like a shift change in which you would need overflow parking to accommodate that.
No.
Oh.
No. Employees, they tell me arrive between 7:30 and 9. They're not all showing up at one point.
And can you describe on the drawing the entry to the site? Because I understand that there is some residential structures that were removed
Yeah.
and to make way for this
To the
development.
right there, see in the upper right, where the, yeah.
That would be Broadway.
Yep. And then where the,
And how are you hiding yourself?
so I buffered it
how?
back. I put the building 150 feet back, and then I kept that whole front section as mature trees and grass. So I'm set back. We don't need visibility from Broadway.
Mhm.
And then around the residence that's remaining, I
Mhm.
have 9 new trees, which is on the lower. Yeah, those green ones there are all 9 new trees, but there's mature trees in the front section there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And have you been before the EAC?
That was approved by the town. Yeah.
Have you or anyone from your team or the owners group talked with the neighbor? I mean, the lone resident neighbor?
My understanding, the
Yeah.
manager of the current chief water source talked to that owner, and he understood that the project's gonna go in. He did ask if there's some way to buffer it, so that's where we came up with the idea of trees, a buffer. He also has an existing fences there too. Yeah, he has a couple
Right.
fences up. Yeah. Just on the other side.
Dan, could you zoom in on that corner for me, please?
Actually bring up an aerial. You have, but this would be generally where the parcel line goes. Kind of gets blocked out when we add the parcel lines back in. These structures here are demolished.
But all those mature trees there are staying.
And so how close is let's say the paved area of your drive lanes to his property?
I'm 149 feet back from Broadway, and the drive lane coming in is that I'm using an existing curb cut up front there.
About 130.
Yes, please.
I have a radius there. That would be the quarter of his property. That's probably, I'd guess them 15 feet on the radius, but it's not a lot of traffic. It's just a truck pulling out of that one of those 4 bays and going around.
Okay. No more questions? Any other questions?
No, I think they've done well.
All right. Well, thank you. I would make a motion to recommend approval.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck with the project.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Call to adjourn the meeting.